Guys, select today is the day where we finally finish the Ninja Gaiden Trilogy Marathon.
Yeah, about that. Where's the game at?
Ah, crap. Jabonyon?
Yes, kinda hat.
We don't have the game, so we're gonna have to look on eBay for it.
Alright, let's go.
Big boy boom, man! Alright, I'll come with you.
Oh boy, it's one of those games.
Looks like we're gonna have to resort to plan B.
Which is?
We're gonna have to use an emulator to play Ninja Gaiden 3.
Wait, hold on, isn't that technically cheating?
Would you like to spend $70 to $130 on one game just to review it?
On second thought, yeah, let's use an emulator.
Ninja Gaiden 3 takes place in between Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden 2. Why did I bring that up before the story? You'll find out later in the video. Anyway, let's get into the story. Irene is on a mission called Cardinal. However, the doppelganger boy chases Irene to the edge of a cliff. After the cliff breaks apart, Irene falls into the water. The doppelganger boy decides to leave instead of checking if Irene is still alive or not. I guess he was inspired from the hyenas from the Lion King to come to that logical conclusion. After the opening scene, Irene decides to pull a base from Mega Man 8 and decides to get drunk at a bar for a large portion of the story. Anyways, let's get back to the story. Afterwards, Ryu is accused of Irene's death, but Ryu says he didn't kill her. He says that that's someone trying to frame him by using his appearance and identity. Ryu investigates the laboratory that Irene was investigating before her death. After Ryu makes his way through the laboratory, a mysterious figure appears and tells Ryu to go to the Castle Rock Fortress. The mysterious figure tells Ryu that he'll give him more information about Irene when he arrives at the Castle Rock Fortress. While Ryu is heading towards the Castle Rock Fortress, he encounters Foster through a projection screen. After Foster says that nobody has ever made it through the fortress's defenses alive, Ryu asks Foster about Irene. Foster tells Ryu that he doesn't know what he's talking about. After Ryu reaches the foundation of the Castle Rock Fortress, he encounters a doppelganger boy. Ryu also finds out that it was he who killed Irene. They both thrust towards each other. The doppelganger boy tells Ryu that he has all of his powers. The doppelganger boy escapes and tells Ryu that Foster ordered him not to kill Ryu yet. When Ryu arrives at the Castle Rock Fortress, he encounters a mysterious figure he met on his trip to the laboratory. The mysterious figure reveals himself to be Clancy. Clancy tells Ryu about the project he and Foster have been working on called the Biohazard Plan. Clancy says that he can no longer work with Foster. Clancy tells Ryu that Foster was designing creatures called Bionoids. Bionoids are transformed phenomenal humans which are infused with life energy that flows from an interdimensional rift that materialized after Jashin was defeated back in the original Ninja Gaiden. He explained that this rift materialized to the side of the Castle Rock ruins which Foster reconstructed in order to harness his power. Clancy tells Ryu that the doppelganger boy that killed Irene was a Bionoid. He also tells Ryu that Foster controls the Bionoids and begs Ryu to stop Foster. After Ryu makes his way to the fortress, he encounters Foster and the doppelganger boy. Foster vows to kill Ryu and use life energy from the interdimensional rift, and Ryu seeks the Dragon Clan to create an all-powerful Bionoid. Just as Foster and the doppelganger boy advance on Ryu, Irene decides to leave the bar and make a comeback in the story. She makes her comeback by shooting effort-living shit out of the doppelganger boy with a machine gun. Ryu and Foster are shocked to see that Irene is still alive. Irene was working with the army with regards to Foster's plan. The doppelganger boy transforms into a Bionoid that Ryu defeats. After the doppelganger boy's defeat, the door to the interdimensional rift penetrates wide open and Clancy appears. He tells Ryu and Irene that they were puppets in his plan to take over the ruins and claim the life energy for himself. Foster tries to follow Clancy through the door, but is ripped apart and destroyed by the energy. Ryu tells Irene to stay behind while he goes past the interdimensional rift and inside the subspace, because he knows that he'll be protected from the power of the interdimensional rift. Ryu once again encounters the doppelganger boy in the subspace. The doppelganger boy was resurrected and transformed into a super creature. After Ryu defeats the doppelganger boy, again, Ryu is immediately transported to a room where he encounters Clancy. He tells Ryu that he already claimed the life energy to be his. He also tells Ryu that Castle Rock is actually a warship called the Ancient Ship of Doom. Clancy says that these super-dimensional ruins are the foundation upon which a new world will be created, and that now will be where all life emanates from. The Ancient Ship of Doom appears in the real world. Clancy then fires off a test shot from the ship to display its power, which Irene sees. Clancy then drops Ryu through a trap door towards the outside of the ship. Ryu makes his way through the inner chambers of the ship. He finds Clancy and he prepares to engage him. Clancy has transformed into a super Bionoid. Clancy suggests Ryu and Irene to join him by his side to wipe out the human race and unleash a new age. Ryu obviously declines the offer as the final battle begins. After Ryu defeats Clancy in his three forms, he's transported out of the warship and reunites with Irene. They watch as the Ancient Ship of Doom falls to the ground and explodes. They also watch the Castle Rock Fortress crumble to the ground. Afterwards, Ryu tells Irene that Foster and Clancy's evil plan has been prevented. Ryu says, fortunately, mankind is never foolish enough to wipe itself out to achieve some ambition.
Are you sure about that?
Ryu and Irene watches as the sun rises from the distance. Again. How many goddamn times are they gonna use the same fucking ending? Overall, the story is a fucking mess and it doesn't make any damn sense. The main problem with the story is that it takes place in between Ninja Gaiden 1 and Ninja Gaiden 2. We know Irene doesn't die in this game because she's in Ninja Gaiden 2. Another problem with the story is the doppelganger boy. Because the story decides to take the Mega Man 5 route and have the real Ryu out there somewhere while the doppelganger boy is framing him. The story is also filled with ass pulls such as Ryu teleporting out of the warship after he defeats Clancy and Ryu getting far away enough from Castle Rock to watch it crumble. The story is about aliens and doppelgangers instead of demons like the last two games. Like its predecessors, Ninja Gaiden 3's story is presented in anime as hell cutscenes. The cutscenes themselves look even better than they did in the last two games. Before we get into the game, the title of the game is Ninja Gaiden 3: The Ancient Ship of Doom. By the way, the game only has one title, which I just mentioned. Anyways, let's get into the game. The gameplay is once again a 2D side-scroller like its predecessors. Ryu can now climb under pipes and branches. Thankfully, Ryu can use his sword and special weapons while he's climbing under pipes and branches. Most of the special weapons from the last two games return in this game. Unfortunately, the shadow clones from Ninja Gaiden 2 don't return in this game. Instead of that, we get the Big Sword and Art of the Vacuum Wave. And yes, Art of the Vacuum Wave is his actual name, by the way. The Big Sword extends Ryu's attack range, effectively making it significantly easier to kill enemies. The Vacuum Wave, when activated, will form two vacuum waves that move up and down. It's pretty damn useful for dealing with enemies that are above and below you. However, it can't kill enemies that are in front or behind you. That, and it uses 10 spirit points per use, so use it wisely. Stages now has subspace in the form of letters, unlike the last two games. Like the second game, Ninja Gaiden 3 has hazard stages. The enemies no longer respawn after you kill them. The only enemies that hit in this game are the robotic corners because they fly incredibly fast. Every other enemy in this game is because of their annoying ass placement. Speaking of that, I guess it's time to talk about the difficulty. Ninja Gaiden 3's difficulty depends on which version of the game you're playing. If you're playing the Japanese version, then it's just a casual walk in the park. If you're playing the American version, then the difficulty is the equivalent of trying to cross the street with cars moving at the speed of light. Let me run down a list to show you why I think this game is that hard. 1. There's enemies all over the damn place. The enemies are placed in the most annoying and dickish spots in video game history. 2. Ninja Gaiden 3 has limited continues. 5. To be specific. As soon as you get a game over, back to the title screen you go. The Famicom version has passwords and unlimited continues. 3. Enemies and spikes do double the damage and the fucking knockback is significantly worse than the last two games. In fact, the knockback is so bad that it's somehow worse than Castlevania. 4. The stage checkpoints are very inconvenient. If you die, you're sent back to the beginning of the substage. If you get a game over, you're sent all the way back to the beginning of the stage. The bosses are once again extremely fucking easy. Ninja Gaiden 3 has a great soundtrack, although it's not as good as the last two games. Overall, Ninja Gaiden 3: The Ancient Ship of Doom is a bad game. The story is a fucking mess, the game's difficulty is through the fucking roof, limited continues, and inconvenient checkpoints. I wouldn't recommend this game if you don't like extremely hard games, but if you do, then this game is for you. The rating is a 4.9 out of 10. Next time we'll see you guys with Ecco Jr., a game so boring that it might even be more boring than school is. Anyways, peace out.
Well guys, today marks the end of the Ninja Gaiden NES trilogy. Count hat. Yes, Shabonyan, we should probably leave. Why? This is Buzz in Bluetail's house. Oh shit. Oh shit. Tornado kick. Alright, come on Bluetail, let's go review the game. Yeah, I'm right behind you, Buzz, hold on. What game are we reviewing today?
Ecco Jr., why?